How it's going today is 16th of February, Friday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities are available out there. In a number of videos, we're taking a look at energy production, and we're taking a look at UK's Atomic Energy Authority, right, and what kind of opportunities, at least if not right now, there might be some in the future, right? If how we can engage with the team. In this video, let's take a look at materials and what we can find in this organization's website. Developing materials for a nuclear industry, right? Some of the press releases that I was taking a look at, how to reach out to professionals within some of those areas, right? As of now, no response. Let's take a look at what we can find in this organization's website. Material Research Facility prepares, examines samples of radioactive materials and tests their performance in nuclear reactors. Okay. The facility at Colham campus near Oxford is available for users working in fusion and other research programs. It's part of UK's government national nuclear user facility and Henry Royce Institute of Advanced Materials. So from what I understand, it's available. So there should be there might be some opportunities there. Just trying to reach out to the team, I guess. Yeah, depending on what kind of problem we might be taking a look at, right? So even if in my previous video I was taking a look at robotics, right? If we were to take a look at robotics arm, right, and we were to lift things with robotics arm, right, we need to distribute weight and how much weight we can lift. 20 kilograms, can we lift 20? Can we lift 50 kilograms? Can we lift 100 kilograms? And what kind of materials should we use in that case, and how supporting systems should work? That was just an example of working with different materials. And they might have some thing available. Let's take a look. I'm interested, right? What about other? What kind of equipment can we have access to? If anything, perhaps computers would be great, right? If you have very, very good computers, I would be interested in having access to those. And from there, progressing into different hardware, right? Perhaps drones. Let's take a look at those. There's a list there. Yeah, I was just joking out. Perhaps the computers would be great. Let's start with those, but perhaps there's labs and all those good things, right? Using MRF, we are open to users from industry and academia talk to us about how material research facilities can help to work, right? They're saying that they are. I think I have reached out to this or similar organizations, right? There might, it can be a lot of those. I don't think there isn't that many of those. No response, but perhaps the process might be there, right? But again, what you only serious people, right? What they might ask some questions, right? They might ask some questions. What kind of equipment do you need, and where are you gonna be using that equipment, right? So it would be perhaps aligned with overall this organization's strategy when it comes to solving some of those problems, right? And there might be even people there, okay, starting with the hardware, progressing into other resources available, right? Let's take a look at. There's a number of ways of reaching out to some of these institutions, right? It's not necessarily limited to ones that I most likely would be taking a look at in just a second, right? There's a number of ways. Material Research Facility has hot cells for processing neutron irradiated samples and equipment for characterizing them. It brings the gap between, or bridges the gap between university and industry laboratory and large facilities in nuclear licensed sites with affordable, convenient accesses. That's really just an example. I won't be going too much into detail, but that's really more on advanced, right? So let's take a look at perhaps beginner friendly. That's not necessarily beginner friendly. Let's take a look at perhaps where beginners should look, not necessarily that's the optimal way. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book that will be game started. Within the book, I'm taking a look at very important concepts that will be important for many people out there when it comes to business and understanding of business operations and what will require, how to structure business. some of the concepts that I'm sharing within the book, every chapter, the way how we would be looking to share this book with the readers, that would be starting every chapter slowly, very basic information, and progressing and making things complicated, so to say, and hopefully not too complicated, but a little bit of a challenge, so to say. And as well as take a look at some of the phases, right? So different cycles that we require. First cycle, doing a lot of research and trying to understand many sectors which you might be interested in operating in. From there, progressing into phase two, that will be taking action based on that information, setting up a company and starting operating as a business, acquiring customers. Phase three, reallocating resources and investing in different ventures. You can find it QR code in the corner company's website below. I don't know all the details, right? I think we have some space, right, over our heads when it comes to drones. I think they have that available. I think they have some hardware equipment available, as well as I have seen that they have 10 kilometers of roads for autonomous vehicles. So even addressing this kind of issue, where it would be an option in training different models when it comes to autonomous vehicles, and many ways they have perhaps a lot of interesting things. But either way, that was just an example of scientific equipment and or research partnerships, bespoke solutions. And let's try to reach out to this organization and see how we can work together, right? And what there might be a list, right, of what kind of equipment they might have, and based on the problem and how we can source that, right? When it comes to everything's been built, all the facilities are there. Perhaps how we can have access to all the those facilities and solving some of those problems, right? Thanks for watching. See you next one.